again, gals and ghouls. Welcome back to this week's installment of Creative Howell-oween, the series in which I read ghost stories or just spooky stories in general to get you into the holiday spirit. Alright guys, so I'm just going to jump right into the stories for this week because this is a shorter video. I hope you enjoy. Voyeur. Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? Well, I'm the one who watches. You live alone. It's easy to follow you. I watch when you are preparing dinner. I admire that new knife set you bought this week. I see when you are in bed. I'm there doing your most intimate moments. You brought home someone new last weekend. I don't like them. It bothered me that you were looking over your shoulder less. Be honest, you enjoyed cooking them dinner. I could tell as you sharpened the chef knife you formerly owned. You knew that you never needed them. They were nothing but another victim of your cruel game, another sucker for love. I saw what you did to them. You believe you are clever, as if no one knows your secrets. But I do. You were careful, tender, and cautious. They trusted you as you led them into your bedroom. I never closed my eyes. Following every moment, I watched them get closer to you. The moon is a spotlight on your favorite stage, and I am a one-man audience to your performance. I watched you get on top of them. The energy crescendoed as the moonlight struck and revealed what you've been hiding from the world. Did you enjoy it? I don't hear. I only see. I don't know the sound they made when you drove that old chef knife into their chest. Now that I think of it, I don't remember the sound I made either. Every detail, every article, every base covered, you know you will get away with it. Yet you still look over your shoulder, and I'll be there, waiting, watching. Yours truly, Voyeur. I bought a car from hell, literally. Really a convincing sales pitch. It's just, I can't afford it for that price. I stared at the salesman in his dark blue suit and the white shirt with the ketchup stain he unsuccessfully tried to hide behind his tie. He stared back at me. It seemed that he was about to give up any hopes of making a good sale today. The one sale that would put his name on the top of those whiteboards they hang up in the lunchrooms to motivate themselves. I had no idea if something like that even existed or was a thing in the world of car sales. I just saw it in a movie once. So if you have anything for a price for $600 at most lying around here, you have your buyer. He still looked at me and thought I was either a masterful haggler or an idiot with no money left. The latter was true. The only haggling I'd ever done was in Oblivion, and even there I sucked. It seemed I had won. He finally had given up his tactics of bulletproof ways to make a sale on me. The expression in his face changed, and he told me casually to follow him to a secluded part of the car dealership. This one here, $600 and it's yours, he said as he slapped the roof of the car. I instantly thought of the car salesman meme. This guy truly lived his profession. Perfect. I still have to ask though, what's the catch? Somebody murdered in there? No engine? Only 3 wheels? No. It runs perfectly. It's just a car from hell, like in the literal sense. Made in hell. The one with devils and stuff. He continued to dismantle my belief by telling me the fantastic backstory of the car. How it was driven by some exiled lower devil from the abyss when he headed for Earth. How the devil had made it. How this same devil was hunted by nasty demons because he had stolen some jewels from a mightier devil. How he had to stay low and sell this car. Are you shitting me? That's hella cool. So we have a deal? Deal! Oh, one last thing. This rusty boy runs on blood. Human blood. No rats, no cows, no fake blood, no donations. Humans. Dead humans. You put them in the trunk of the car and it somehow devours them. But it's very efficient. One corpse can bring you from here all the way straight to Sweden. Yikes. Shouldn't that have been, the first catch you mentioned? I won't kill people to use them as fuel. Understandable. I felt my phone vibrate. I looked at the screen and a push message announced that gas prices were on the rise. Again. You know what? Get the papers ready. The ghost costume. 4 of us kids were going trick-or-treating. It was me, Joe, Gary, and Will. Will was a quiet kid who almost never spoke. We were waiting outside my house for him to arrive. I was dressed as a werewolf. Joe is an axe murderer, and Gary is Batman. Will had been sick the last time we talked, so I was unsure if he would actually come. But finally, he did. He came dressed in a generic ghost costume. A white sheet with smudgy black color around the holes where his eyes peered out. The bottom of the sheet had the same smudgy black around it. Kind of reminded me of an ink cap mushroom. "Let's go," I said. We went to the first house and received treats, but I noticed Will was oddly dirty. Had he been in some sort of scuffle before he came to join us? He was spreading dust everywhere. "What have you been up to?" I asked him. But instead of answering, he only stared at me silently in his typical fashion. So we continued. We went to a lot of houses and got a bunch of candy. There were a lot of people dressed as ghosts around. After we finished and had said goodbye, I saw that Will was following me instead of going home. "What is it?" No answer. "Hey, why are you following me?" No answer again. He only stared at me through the sheet. "All right, I've had enough. Take off that stupid costume and answer me." I took a hold of the sheet he was wearing, and it was only then that I noticed it wasn't a sheet. It was a silken fungus. Ew, what the hell? Even though I was grossed out, I took a harder look at the fungal sheet and dragged it off him. What I saw was horrible. Will's whole face degloved. It ripped off along with the sheet of fungi. The top of his head was also gone. Bits of his brain were visible, but most of it had the white fungi growing over it. Will only stared silently at me as his eyes slowly fell out of his face and onto the ground. I screamed and ran away. Will had been like a zombie. This must be similar to one of those mushrooms that can infect insects, like cordyceps, but for humans. Suddenly I remembered the dust, realizing it must have been spores. Who knows how much candy and how many people he had infected with those spores? Running home, the only people I saw around me wore ghost costumes, all silently staring at me.